Hey, what's up everyone? Nick here. Welcome back to my Deadly Obsession walkthrough for Shadow of the Tomb Raider. We are moving on to part 5, and right off the start we're going to pick up where we left off last time. You're going to approach the entrance to this temple here, and you're going to see the kid. I can never remember what his name is.
Well, a lot of things. It's a very big world.
Bigger than Paititi?
Bigger than 100 Paititis.
What? Will you take me there?
I think your mother might have something to say about that.
Alright, so now we're going to get ready to go inside.
How will I know when I found the right chamber?
By the smell of death. If you survive, you can find your way back through the old irrigation system. I'll meet you there. Be careful. The cult often patrols there.
So guys, as always, if you're following along with this walkthrough, I am putting in the description of the video, I'm putting all of the sections that I cover in any given video. So if you're following along, if you're actually playing the game, and you want to know if I'm going to be covering whatever it is you're stuck on in this video, you can always feel free to reference the description of the video. But I'll be honest, aside from like the second part of the walkthrough where we fought the jaguars and stuff, this is, in my opinion, the best part of the game so far. This is the section of the game that I have had the most fun with. I think that what you're going to see in this video is a very good combination of gameplay. You know, we've seen so far throughout the game, so this gap here, you're just going to grapple across it, shouldn't give you too much problems, and then as soon as you get across, you're going to see a base camp, so make sure you save your progress. But we've seen, you know, so far throughout the game, we've seen sections where it's a lot of cutscene and not a lot of gameplay. We've seen sections where there's a long period of time without any actual combat, or if we are given combat, it's not even against humans, it was against the jaguars. This video here, this section of the game, this is what the game should be like. It is very evenly distributed. And what I mean by that is you're going to see in this video there's a perfect balance of climbing, exploration, puzzle solving, and combat. It is the perfect combination of every factor of this game. And it even throws a little bit of horror your way. Not, I wouldn't say intentional horror, but just a bit of disturbing imagery, and that's actually going to come right here. So you'll see our goal right here is to climb the belly of the serpent. You're going to make your way across this beam. Of course, it's going to break, so you're going to jump the gap straight ahead and then shimmy up the wall here and just continue on climbing. But anyway, if you look at the title of this video, basically I'm going to be covering two sections in this section of the game, and that's going to be the Sacrificial Chamber and the Mountain Temple. And I might change the name a little bit, but it's going to be something along those lines. So right here you're going to jump and grapple, or sorry, just swing over to the rock wall. And then you're going to see this cage over to your left, and what you're going to want to do is grapple down just a little bit so that you have a clear jump to the cage, jump on over, and then climb up quickly. And you're going to want to jump over to the adjacent cage before it falls down, and then it's just a matter of climbing up and making another quick jump. So, all in all, the actual climbing that's taking place here isn't necessarily difficult. It's just, again, remember, on Deadly Obsession, the path that you need to take is not highlighted because you don't have survival instinct, so you just have to make sure you know where you're going. And I'll actually, this is something I hadn't talked about in previous videos, but one thing that I recommend, usually what I do before I record a walkthrough is I will play the whole game on normal. I'll beat the game from start to finish, and then I'll do my hardest difficulty walkthrough. And the reason I do that is because a lot of the times you don't actually have access to the hardest difficulty right away. In a lot of games, you have to actually beat the game once before you can even unlock the hardest setting. With Tomb Raider, that's not the case, and so one thing that I actually recommend doing is do your hardest difficulty playthrough in tandem with your regular difficulty playthrough. That's what I'm doing. So for example, what I do is I play about an hour's worth of the game on regular, and then I go to my alternate save file, and then I play that same hour's worth on Deadly Obsession. Now, I do that for two reasons. One, because I want to make sure when I record this walkthrough, I give you guys the best and most efficient material that I can. So I don't want to be, you know, running around struggling, trying to figure out the puzzles. But two, I do it because that way the game is fresh in your head and you know exactly where you need to go, what you need to do, how you need to solve any given puzzle. By playing each section, you know, one in front of the other, it's all fresh in your head, and so it makes the playthrough on the hardest difficulty a lot easier, in my opinion. Now, you're going to enter this Sacrificial Chamber here, and you're just going to sneak up behind this guy and give him a good old knife to the neck, and there's only one guy to worry about. But anyway, like I was saying, this section's really fun because the game, it throws a little bit of horror your way. Like you could see, there is some very graphic imagery here. There are a lot of dead bodies. Lara just crawled through a giant, you know, pit of dead bodies. There's a lot of blood. It's pretty graphic. It's pretty gross. Now, when you get to the chamber, there's going to be a hidden passage right here against the wall. You could see like a red and green mosaic to the right. So that's where you're going to need to go. You're going to need to break down this wall with your climbing axe, and then you can continue along
I found another
the
serpent
path.
with a silver eye. I must be getting close. You?
Talking tattoos with Lucio.
Tattoos?
Yeah, you saw Unuratu's, right? It has a heron and an eclipse on it. That might have something to do with the silver box.
Looks like this is the I
Okay,
don't think so.
so this is kind of the introduction to the puzzle. This one is very simple. I don't even know if I would call it a puzzle. It's kind of just it's like a tutorial to what you're going to need to do in a moment. So you're going to come over to this location. You're going to look and you're going to see a beam with a rope on it. As you're used to, shoot the arrow at it. Lara will pull it, and it turns out to be a big lever. And basically what it does is it releases this vessel of oil and blood, and you'll see that there's a little trench dug out in the floor. So the oil will seep down over to this fire contraption, and then all you do is interact with it, and you'll see that you basically connect the flames to the oil, and then it will continue down the path and burn the obstacle that's blocking your way. So this one, like I said, this one is very, you know, it kind of holds your hand. It's meant to be a little bit of a tutorial. The actual puzzle solving component is going to come in the next area. And that's where I was saying, you know, so far we've seen some good climbing, some good exploration. We've seen a little bit of horror. We got to kill somebody, and that sounds very bad, but it's true. And then we got to solve a puzzle, and we're going to solve another puzzle here. We're going to get to do some really cool stealth sections coming up. Like I said, this is just a really fun level. So far, this is my favorite part of the game. Alright, so here we go. This is the second of the two fire puzzles. And what you're going to want to do is go down the stairs. There is some jade ore over here if you want to pick that up. You don't have to, but it's pretty easy to get to, so feel free. Now right here you're going to see these two spinning platforms. One of them has a lever and the other one doesn't. So what you want to do first is you want to make sure you align the smaller one, which is this one that I'm looking at right now. So stand next to the pillar, shoot the other pillar with your arrow, and you'll see that you connect them with a rope. Now when you turn this lever, it will cause both of the platforms to spin. So as I turn this, you're going to want to keep your eye on the upper platform, the smaller of the two. And basically you're looking for a certain configuration. So it's not this one. I had to go the other way. So this is where it started. So this is the starting position. I'm going to turn it once counterclockwise, and I'm going to turn it twice. So either way, whether you go counterclockwise or clockwise, you're going to turn it twice, and you'll end up in the same position regardless. And just so you could see what it looks like, this is the path that you're looking for. So get a good look at that. That's what you want it to look like. Once you have that lined up, you're going to cut the rope, and then you're going to come back over and spin this one. And now that you've cut the rope, the smaller of the two won't spin. So you're going to turn this thing, and again, you're looking for a certain configuration, which happens to be this one here. Okay, so obviously it's much easier for you to just look than for me to explain this, but to make sure you have it right, you'll look where these two paths connect, these two little trenches, and then you're going to trace it back, and as long as you see that it traces back to this staircase here, that's when you know you've done it correctly. So as soon as you get that configuration lined up, come up here, and you'll see that the lever is up top. Go ahead and shoot it once more, just like you did in the previous room, and that will fill the trenches with the oil. And then I'm just going to go ahead and give it like, you know, I'm going to give it a couple seconds to let that oil spread, and then we'll be able to once again interact with this fire contraption here. And assuming you've done it correctly, you know, as long as you followed what I did right there, it will burn down the second obstacle blocking our way, and then Lara will be able to proceed into the next room where she'll get the item that we're looking for, and there'll be a short little cutscene, and then as soon as the cutscene's over, you're going to want to get ready to run.
This must be what Trinity's missing.
There's the little rebel prince.
Ashley!
Over there! Get her!
Alright, as soon as you gain control of Lara, you're going to want to get ready to run. So it's pretty simple here. The path is pretty obvious, but just in case, go to the right of the fruit cart there, run up the ramp, jump and swing, and then go into this room right here. You're going to be forced to the right. Now stay true, stay to the center, and hop up this platform, because there's going to be enemies on both sides of you. So jump up again, and then just kind of follow these little woodworkings here. Scaffoldings, I guess is what they're called. I lost the word for a second, but follow the scaffolding, and then you'll come into this room here. You'll see this like shaman-looking guy doing some weird stuff. Two guys are going to start chasing you, so run into the house, and as soon as you do that, a little cutscene will play out, and that's how you know that you are now out of danger. So you're good, the music's calmed down, you can calm down, nothing to worry about from here on. And now we're going to be basically back into the mainland of Paititi. And what you're going to want to do is, so you see your objective right there, you're going to want to return to the home. So if you remember, when we first got to Paititi, we kind of started at the top of the city and we made our way down. So now we're going to do the opposite. Now we're starting at the base and we're going to want to make our way up. So once again, there are, you know, numerous paths you could take to actually get to where you need to go. I'm just going to show you one of the many, and I'll kind of give you a reference point. So you see I'm going to take a left right here, and you'll see that to my right is the merchant. So that's kind of my reference point, is if you know where the merchant is, you could start from there, and then you could just follow the path I take. So I'm going to take a right across this bridge. Remember, I swam through the water in the last video, so that's just the reverse of what I did last time. And then basically, in case you're completely lost, you basically want to go up and left. That's the general direction you want to go, is up and left. And then soon enough, you should start to recognize these locations again from, you know, previously in the game, not too far long ago, and then you're gonna return to the cave where the queen lives, and there's gonna be a short cutscene.
to. Headsley's been captured.
I know. They're holding him at the barracks. We're working on a plan to release him.
I tried to get to him, I'm sorry.
He's a warrior. What's that? This is a key. It looks like it belonged to the mountain temple. It is adjacent to where they're holding him. Is the box of eggshell connected to the barracks? Is that why the cult occupied the temple? It's heavily guarded. When we go in, it has to be subtle, silent.
Is there a back way?
There was one by the salt mine, but it has deteriorated. It's treacherous.
I might be able to manage it.
Perhaps. You did survive the sacrificial pit. I haven't been back inside since I was a child. But from what I can remember, the barracks are within an inner stronghold.
If I can get in through the back way, I can clear a path and let you in. We will free Epsley, then go find the box.
I'll take care of my son. You go after the box.
Alright guys, so you see our next objective is the Mountain Temple. So again, this is split up into two sections. Before you move on, go backwards in the cave and you'll see that there's a base camp right here. Jonah is still talking to that guy. I'm going to actually make a quick upgrade to my bow. This is not necessary because I'm not actually going to use it, but it's just I've come across a lot of resources that I wasn't able to pick up because I'm full. So I thought, oh, I'll spend a couple here just so that I can start picking up some more. But I didn't want to go crazy. I'm kind of doing this thing where I want to save a lot of my upgrades for the end so that like I can try to make, you know, the best decision given the situation. That probably didn't make a lot of sense, but that's okay. Again, the upgrades, it's all up to you. You don't need to follow a walkthrough to decide what upgrades you want to make. But anyway, the important thing there is just to save your game with the base camp. We are going to come across, I think, one more, and then of course we'll come to another one at the very end of this video, because I always end the video at a base camp. But I think there is going to be one or two more that will help us out. But yeah, so we're moving on to basically the second half of this video. So we've done the death chamber, the sacrificial chamber. Now we're moving on to the mountain temple. And this is a lot of fun because there's a really fun combat section where there are a lot of guys, and you could try to fight your way through it with a machine gun. You could stealth your way through it. And one thing that I think a lot of people might fall for is they'll be under this impression that, so for example, I think there's like 7 or 8 guys in the area. A lot of people are going to be under the impression that you have to kill everyone in order to move on. And I'm going to show you that that's actually not true. You only have to kill like 3 of them, and you can sneak past the rest. And this was a strategy that I'm actually pretty proud of. I was really pleased with the way it came out, and I think I think it'll hopefully help a lot of you guys if you seem to be struggling with this upcoming section. But on the plus side, once again, you're going to be given a base camp, you know, pretty soon before the encounter. So even if you do mess up, unlike back in part 3, where we had that really annoying combat section and the base camp was like 15 minutes before it, in this case, the base camp is basically right where you need it to be, so it's not that big of a deal if you die. So here we go. We're making our way into the mountain. You're gonna cross the beam, then you're gonna jump across this gap here, grab onto the wall, and then shimmy your way along the side here. Alright, crawl up and walk down the path, and you'll see the base camp right there to your left. So definitely take the time to save your progress here, because we're about to get into a pretty big stealth section, and just in case something goes wrong, you're going to want to make sure you don't have to redo, you know, that much gameplay. So anyway, from the base camp, hop up here. You'll see this little waterfall. Jump past it, and then jump onto this rope here. As soon as you land, come over to the right and hide behind this square piece of stone. And you're going to wait for this guy to turn and look in the water. Once he turns around, you're going to stealth kill him. Now, it looked like he was talking to someone right around the corner, but there's no one there. I have no idea who he was talking to, because every time I've done this, there was never a guy there, so you shouldn't have to worry about that. Now from here, you're going to pick up this ceramic jar, and this can do two things. One, you can just throw it like a distraction, or you can craft a smoke bomb out of it. So as soon as you see this orientation of the enemies here, I'm going to throw the jar towards that doorway. The guy's gonna turn around to investigate. I'm gonna kill his buddy, and then I'm gonna run over and kill him before he's able to turn around and notice what happened. So very easy room. Just make sure you pick up that ceramic, throw it at the far end of the room to cause a distraction, and you should be able to stealth kill those two guys without a problem. And now here's the part, this is kind of the big stealth encounter, and watch how easy this is as long as you know where to go.
Looks like the right
So check this out. I'm gonna hide here. These two guys are gonna split up. Give it a second, let them get a little far away from each other, and then go right and kill this guy here. And try to kill him before he gets into that little opening in between the structures. So kill him. You're gonna see this guy doing target practice with his bow and arrow. Kill him, hide behind this wall, pick up the ceramic jar. I'm gonna craft a smoke bomb just in case, but watch what I do here. So you see this guy off in the distance, I'm just gonna run for this staircase here. So I'm gonna sprint, and I'm gonna get behind there before he even realizes what happened. Now as soon as you make your way over here, you'll see this guy off in the distance, and he's gonna start making his way towards the gate. Before he gets to the gate, because you don't want him to turn around, try to run up the stairs and stealth kill him before he gets to the gate. And as long as you're fast enough, that's it. You can get through this whole section by only killing 3 enemies.
Huntuni Shokol! Kalampil!
Mother! Would you get him out of here?
And there you have it, guys. That is the end of the Mountain Temple.
Jonah.
And that's almost the end of this video.
Fine.
All we
They
have
got
left to
him
do
out,
is
but
get to another base camp so
the
that I can
Ratu was
save my game.
captured.
And then that's where I'm going to end the video. So from here on out, it's really just climbing.
I'm going
So,
after the box. I don't
let
know how
me
long it'll
very
take.
quickly talk about what you just saw, that
Thanks.
that stealth encounter that I got through. So again, there are a lot of enemies in that area, and I sped through it, and I only had to kill 3 of them, and I did it in perfect stealth. No one even knew I was there. And so the biggest thing is when you hide behind the wall and you pick up that ceramic jar, I recommend turning it into a smoke bomb. And the reason I recommend doing that is because that last enemy I killed, once you get close to him, what he does is, as you saw, he'll start walking towards the gate. And if he gets to the gate, he will stop there. He'll turn around and he'll basically stand guard in front of the gate. And then your job gets kind of hard because he won't move. He'll just block your path and he won't turn around, so you can't really sneak up behind him. And if you find yourself in that position, you basically only have one option, and that's try to shoot him in the head with a bow and arrow. And if you miss, he's not going to die. Your stealth is going to be blown, and you're probably going to die or have to redo the section. So the reason I recommend crafting that smoke bomb is because if for some reason you're not fast enough, and if he's able to get to the gate, what you can do is instead of shooting the bow and arrow, you can just throw the smoke bomb and blind him, and then just run up and stealth kill him in the smoke, and then you could probably even climb up the fence while the smoke is still in the air. So that's kind of the big reason why I recommend making the smoke bomb. But yeah, you know, like I said, I was pretty proud of the way that turned out. That can be a tough section if you don't really know where to go. And again, I think a lot of people might get there and they'll be under the impression that you have to kill every enemy in order to get through it, because it tells you that your objective is to open the gate. So I think the logical thing would be, like most people would think, oh, opening that gate is going to make noise, like it's going to be really loud, so I'm going to have to kill every enemy before I open it, otherwise they're all going to be, you know, alerted to my position. But as you saw there, that's just not the case. As soon as you get up there, it basically just transitions into a cutscene, and you're not actually the one opening the gate. It's all just a visual. So you in fact do not have to kill everyone. And as you saw there, I only had to kill 3 guys. Who knows? Maybe you could even do it killing less. But the point is, it's very simple if you know how to do it. So anyway, guys, there you go. Here is another base camp. That's where I'm going to once again save my game, and this is where I'm going to call it quits for the video. So once again, I want to thank you for watching.
Gonna do with her?
Like and subscribe if you get the chance. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. And yeah, and we'll keep on moving on with the game. As you can see, things are, in my opinion, starting to pick up. This was a lot of fun, this video. I really enjoyed the material here, and I hope it only gets better in due time. So once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.